Eddie, Scotland is a quite far place, but not that far. You made it to our island in February.
Well, it was January actually.
January, yeah. And then we did 8 apheresis, we did combination therapy, but then you left the island and we were all pretty down and sad because there was no results. And I remember the first phone call when you were home in Scotland, whilst we were all really hoping that you're going to get results, you were like, understandably sad. You were like, okay, I was one of those where it didn't really work. But then, very gradually, now we're having May, and I repeat what we just discovered earlier. Brain fog's gone, no more joint muscle pain, etc., no anxiety, no depression, and the fatigue and the post-exertion malaise is better too. So literally, it just took quite a long time, the gradual changes, till you realized.
Yeah, it's definitely been a gradual change since I left Cyprus in February, and probably, as you say at the beginning, it was a bit disappointing not to have had a positive reaction while I was there in Cyprus, and then coming home, you got all the pressure from friends and relatives. Are you better? Why are you not better? And I said, well, hopefully over the coming months, I will start to see some improvement, and that is what happened. And it's been small incremental gains over time, which perhaps I didn't notice to begin with. But, I'm now 12 weeks since I was at the clinic, and obviously looking back now, then, well, all the things you've just mentioned are better and really forward, yeah.
So when you're looking back, because the decision making for most patients is difficult. You're leaving your own country, you have to do the journey, it's expensive. Despite us being the most affordable clinic, you still pay a lot of money for all the treatments because it's private. It's not available in public systems yet. How did the decision making back then, and how happy you are now with having made the decision, how was that process? How did you experience that? How was the experience for yourself? How did you go through all that phase? Finding there is some treatment, deciding I'm going to try it, first not having results, then having results, and now looking back at everything. Maybe you can give us a short summary how it felt for you as a patient.
Yeah, I think once I became aware of your clinic and was able to see what you were doing and some of the results, then it actually didn't take me too long to make the decision I wanted to come. Because, well, here in the UK and in Scotland, the NHS, the National Health Service, are very constrained in what they can do, even although there are some things obviously that can help. More improvement. Connection is not good here. We've actually had a power cut here. That's why it's not good. I don't know if I cut out there, did I?
A little, but we're just gonna cut out the part where we lost the connection. Maybe someone's eating the internet packages between Scotland and Cyprus.
Yeah, talking about that. So so I just felt there is evidence, clinical evidence from the work you were doing, are doing in Cyprus, that gave me the confidence to come out there. The finances, it's a big hit, undoubtedly, but if there's a good chance of getting improvement, then I felt that the financial hit would hopefully be worth it. So I came out, had the experience in Cyprus was very good. Everything went to plan. I had 8 treatments. I had IV infusions, and while I was there, I didn't really have any benefit, so did go home a little bit depressed, shall we say, but I did have some reassurance from you and others at the clinic, like it would take time and we'd start to see improvements over time. So now we are 12 weeks further down the road. then yes, I have seen some good improvements, and I'm confident they will continue. So all the anxiety, if you like, about is this going to work, is it worth it, has it gone? Because yes, I have had good improvement so far, and I hope it will continue. So yeah, it is a big decision, and I did clean out the bank account for sure.
Yeah, it's been the same for me. At least now we don't need to travel all around the world to find all of these treatments. We managed to put them all in one place. That's already a good thing. So now we have over 12 of different treatments, because depending on the symptoms we use different ones. You also did one thing that was really cool. You did the clinical nutrition supervision, and I think that was also a big part, because this is what I tell everyone. I don't give recommendations, I leave it to the medical team what they do with the patients, because they're great at it. But I do recommend two things: clinical nutritionist and health coach. They make a huge difference for patients, because always eating the right thing, never eating the wrong thing, and always doing the right thing, never doing the wrong thing, that's basically clinical nutrition and health coach. We just see how much it improves the results, and you've done the clinical nutrition as well, and you're really eating clean, you're watching what you eat, and that for sure has been the reason why we're now comparably early, but you're already going up like this, because at the end of the day, food is information that you put in your body, right?
Yeah, it's certainly. I knew my diet wasn't the best when I arrived, and Criso got me on the right track. So
how was working with Criso, our nutritionist? Was it very easy? Was it?
Oh yeah, and she was very helpful, because obviously everybody's different, they like different things, and so she was able to adjust the plan for the individual. So and she even went out and bought me some food at one point. So
lovely. I mean, she even got her degree close by in Aberdeen. That's where she finished her clinical nutrition degree.
Exactly. So that was very good, and since I've come home, then I'm following it as best as I can. I obviously maybe have some days.
This is what Dr. Jäger told me once, because I asked her after my fourth treatment, and I love Prosecco. Everybody who knows me knows that Prosecco is my favorite drink, and I couldn't drink any of it for a long time. So I asked her after my fourth treatment, I said, Beate, do you think I could add a glass of wine, Prosecco, at the dinner maybe? And she was like, Marcus, what most people don't tell you, if you don't drink and you don't smoke, you're going to live 10 years longer, but those 10 years suck. So you might as well add a glass of wine if your body craves for it. And if you don't tolerate it yet, try later on again. And I was like, yeah, I'll try that. And usually alcohol always made me crash. And that was the first time where a glass of Prosecco, first of all, the taste was like, I still remember it was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It feels like life coming back to me, right? Just a small glass. And it didn't make me crash again. So it's these little things. And I guess it's the same like when you have a glass of wine, when you go for a walk, when you can mow your own lawn, do the gardening, or, these little things that come back, that make life normal again. That's when you feel you're on track, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Eddie, thank you so much for your interview. It's so great that we share our stories, because there's still so many out there, and it's so difficult to find information. This is why I always tell everybody, it's important that we tell our stories. And no matter if they're good or bad, if they were rocky and bumpy, if it went quickly or long, we just tell our stories. That's the only thing we can do right now, right?
Yeah, and I think now that I've had a chat with you today, then, and I was thinking back to when I did first look at your website, then most of the interviews you've done with former patients is where they have had a fairly quick reaction.
Yes, they did. So you're the first one that we interview who didn't.
Yeah, so it's probably good to get the message out there. That,
it's going to make life so much easier for all of those where the results take time to hit, because they're not going to be so depressed and desperate during that waiting time. That's a great thing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, time and patience, I think, and trust,
And
probably.
trust. Thank you so much, my friend. We'll talk very soon. Bye bye. All the best to
thank you.
Scotland.
Bye.
Bye.